mirror.
Yeah, that was really nice. Wait a minute.
I like getting blind reactions.
That was just like really craziness. Wow. I'm startled.
You're startled.
Oh wait, yeah.
You just
Wait,
threw her
oh,
whole like she
wait.
was ready, and then
I
it's like,
can't even
oh.
go live. Wait, y'all hold on a second.
You were supposed to have been did that.
I did, but you did that.
I was supposed to be using my 30 seconds to get it
Why
together.
would you do that?
I would. Do I not?
She
I will
finna
send
cry.
it to you. Do I not send you?
No,
all
that
the
was
videos?
really, really nice.
That was.
Did we talked about this
How
when
in
we
the
first
world?
started the show about how
But
you want to
you
intro?
didn't tell me.
And I told you, hold my beer. I got you. I knew what you wanted. I seen what they tried to do for you before.
That was really awesome.
And that is now your intro whenever your video starts.
That's something else. I appreciate you, son.
I told you I do what I do. Is what you
now
pay
you
me
ain't
the
getting
big
no
buck.
whooping.
You wasn't gonna whoop me anyway, without my permission. That's a whole nother different thing.
What an intro!
And she still didn't bring you no food.
I know,
Yeah,
just
something like that.
fucking starving me.
Listen
Man.
here.
Man, I'm glad I
That's
record
how
more
listen.
shows today. At least they feed me.
How black men are treated.
We eat around here.
Apparently not.
Oh, we do.
Not
Y'all
over
see?
here.
Y'all gonna see. We gonna brunch.
I was
Hello,
gonna say
everybody.
we've been brunching. We've been part of the club
Sorry
for
for
a
the
minute. We ain't
arguments
brunched
in the
yet.
back. People are crazy, but we are getting started. And I just want to say that we've been talking about relationships a whole lot, and this is going to be probably I don't want to say the ending of our discussions on relationships, but we will be taking a little break. I have some other things in mind for conversation, but we'll be taking a break on relationships. So we're going to get real deep today. Going to be talking about a lot of different things. We got questions for men, and the men got questions for us. So women, come on join us. We'll give you a few seconds. We'll do a little chatting around here because that's what we do. And we have our guests here today. And I'm just going to turn the camera so they can introduce themselves for those who didn't get a chance to, my phone don't fall, to meet them last time. But you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm D.
Oh, you D today?
I was D last week.
This is Pornisha. I was Pornisha last week too. I don't know who this guy is.
And today we just are going to discuss just different questions that we have for men, and we don't get it answered by our own spouses at home. We do have questions, men, and sometimes we want to ask, but we don't get the correct answer sometimes. And you may not want to tell us, but you'll tell the world, but not your spouse. So there are questions that we have, and we're hoping that we can get some of these questions answered. And many times one of the questions that, and Tay and I have had a lot of interaction with these type of subjects and stuff, and I almost forgot that he had asked the question, and it just was a fireball. It was just turning from a little bitty spark to a fireball. And I was asking him, he was saying that men, whoever initiates the date should pay. And I started off by saying, no, that's not true. Either way it goes, the man should pay. Especially for the first date. You should never have to worry about who's gonna make the payment with the man and a woman. Now, I don't know if it's two men or two women, how they work that out. But if a man is taking a woman out on a date, no matter who initiates it, I think that the man should pay. So you can give us some feedback on that. I'll let Tay go ahead and elaborate on that, because he feels really strong on the fact that whoever initiates the date should pay. And he also feels like women should pay sometimes. Now, I agree with that. I do agree that women should pay sometimes, but I don't agree with the initial date. Hey there. Thank you for joining us. I do believe that men should pay for the first date at all costs. So go ahead on and put them tips to the side. Take a percentage out that check. You want to take somebody out, it should be that way. That's just the way that grandmama taught us.
And what you gotta say?
I agree with that. In most cases, the man is probably going to initiate the first date.
But you said when they don't.
But if a woman saying, there's some women who are aggressive and say, hey, when we gonna go out? If that's the woman initiating the date, you should pay.
A woman should pay on the first date.
But I'm not saying the first date, but normally
that's what we said.
But the man is initiating the first date in most cases.
But that's in most cases. But our conversation went straight left, and I hate when you get on live and start doing this, Tay. Because you know what you said.
Switching it up.
I'm not switching it up.
You
said. I'm getting you this time because you know what? Last time you got this energy and I love it. It's this great energy, but it gets across to people and it helps them to understand your point of view and men's point of view. And I think it's very important that you go ahead and relax and be yourself because what you bring is important for the men you're trying to, your people, the men, you're trying to support them and be a voice for them. And then you get on here and be scared. So what I'm saying is if you're going to stand up for them, help us to see it from your point of view.
If you initiate the date, you should pay for it.
Okay. So
because it was your idea, it was your suggestion, so you should pay for the date. Versus if I say, hey, let's go out on a date, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, it's my responsibility as a gentleman to pay, go on the date because, I initiated. I'm the one who brought it up. I'm the one pursuing you. But what if the woman's pursuing the man?
What if the man don't know good dates? And so she's initiating because you just want to go out to eat. So she giving you some other ideas on dates because you really want to go on the dates, but the dates that you're going on are like boring. Like, boo, let's do something else. She still got to pay?
At that point, what constitutes a date? At that point,
okay.
What if we're just going out and having drinks? If we go out with the opposite sex and we go have drinks, go to a restaurant, is that considered a date? What constitutes a date?
If you all have a mutual interest in one another, as far as
that's where I was going.
If we're going out to dinner, having drinks, does that constitute as a date?
It doesn't have to if y'all don't have a mutual interest in
so say for example, we decide to link up and we go out for dinner and have drinks. Is that considered a date? Or who's paying?
The first initial contact, I think a man should pay. And the reason why I say that is because even if I have an interest in you, it has to become a common interest for you to want to come. And if you say, yeah, I'll go on a date with you, or I have an interest in you first, and you decide to want to come and take me up on that offer, that right there, the men position comes in. And it's like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and handle that because I do like her. Even though she initiated it, I'm going to go. As a man, you should feel like I'm going to pay for this first date and then see how things go. She like you because she initiated the whole thing.
But sometimes we have women who will accept the date if knowing that they don't want it. They're not interested in the person just for the free meal.
No, we're talking about a woman that's initiating the whole thing. When men decide, yeah, this is where I want to be, I'll go on a date with you and see how it goes. He should pay. I hate an arrogant man.
And you can be skipping that. I hired a cocky woman.
A cocky woman, you want that. You should want that. Not too cocky.
No, there's a difference.
Not over. But some men,
there's confidence and then there's cocky.
I'm gonna tell you what men are turning into.
I don't want cocky. Give me confidence.
Men are turning into these people that they have more integrity than women.
Meaning what?
Say it. Not all men, but it's like they put themselves on a higher pedestal. They're in a mirror more than us nowadays.
Oh yeah.
It's like I gotta go do this. It's crazy what I'm seeing, and I'm not saying that it's all men, and then they will. Men will rush women when it's time for them to get dressed. Like they spend hours cutting their hair and getting a great line.
No.
Yeah, it's actually true. It's different from what it used to be like.
2 hours just to take a damn bath. So.
And you're supposed to give a woman that time. You are not supposed to have that time over a woman.
Most of the time, if a man go on a date and the date is late, normal time is because of the woman. That's why the date's late.
So that's why you make the date 8:00.
If you make it 8:00, it's still gonna not be on time.
She gotta go to work.
Like, women are different from men. Like men, if we don't get no haircut, we'll go out. We put a cap on. Blah blah blah. If y'all missing an eyebrow, I ain't going out.
Not an eyebrow.
Like I ain't going out tonight.
Because we do it for us. not just for you.
If y'all don't look a certain way, y'all not going out.
So we can dress for
That's
two people.
almost true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Because we can dress
If
for
you
two
miss the hair
people.
appointment, or I ain't get my hair done, or I'm gonna no outfit, y'all ain't going out. Guys,
That's true.
we gonna go out.
That's very true.
Ain't nothing a hat can't solve.
That's very true. So let's get into the discussion at hand. And we had a topic and everything, and we had questions that just men want to know about women, that they just can't get these questions answered. And we want to be able to answer these questions bluntly. We want to be blatant with everything that we say, because it's a lot of things that men been wanting to know a long time, and we just be like, I ain't gonna tell him that, because if I do, then maybe some insecurities can get in the door, or they'll be able to use it against me, or these type of things, and vice versa. We have questions, you have questions, so everything is out on the table today. If you have questions for us, please join the live and ask those questions. But we are gonna go ahead and get started. And I would say my first question to men are, and I have a little list here, and I'm just gonna see how far I can get down my list. But I guess my first question would be to men. I think that men have this particular way that they want to be loved by a woman. I think it's pretty general. I think a lot of men look for basically the same thing. Like even when it comes down to marriage material, or even just a long term relationship to look into marriage, I think that they all have a general idea of what this woman should be like. What are those things?
Two men in here. Hello.
Give me a question one more time. I'll make sure I answer correctly.
So I think overall men have something that they look for in a woman generally. I don't think that they have to be light skinned, dark skinned, depending on the man. But I think overall, men, they don't look at like a big butt, or what type of clothes you wear, or how you wear your hair, and different things like that. In my mind, I don't think that, I said men.
Some men do
like
have.
A full grown man, I feel like they still have a general idea of what they want their wife to look like, or a woman that they would actually pursue, and then have a long-term idea in their mind about that woman.
For most men, definitely want a woman that's independent. Someone
Describe independence.
Someone that can, my grandmother done raised me. So my grandmother raised me being single, grandparents, doing it on their own.
Mm-hmm.
A black woman has been doing stuff like just like the woman that's being a parent. Most women are single parents, and they make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
They don't rely on men, or they don't rely on somebody to do what they know they need to get done. Like, I don't need nobody to tell me how to be a good father. I know what my priorities are. I shouldn't have to be told how to take care of my kids. I shouldn't be told how to take care of my responsibilities. So a man wants a woman that's independent, meaning, that you're self-sufficient, meaning, if I wasn't there, would you still be able to carry the load? Or can you still, but we should be a team as well.
Yeah.
We often say, well, it should be 50-50. I don't believe in 50-50, because when you say 50-50, they only mean both of y'all only putting in half the work. Versus saying, I'm going to put my 100% in it. She don't put her 100% in it. Together, we'll make 200%. But to me, if we come in there saying, I'm going to bring in 50-50, both of you doing half the work. So that's the first problem. Two is being clear on what your intentions are with women. I think most women get upset at men because men do not make their intentions clear on what they want. An older guy told me men want to be single, but don't want to be alone.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Men want
and I have not heard that term.
To be single, have the flexibility, not have to answer to nobody, the commitment, the relationship. But a man also, when he goes out, he want to have something on his arm. He wants something to show off. Not only show off like in a bad way, but show off. This is my lady. Yada yada. But or at nighttime, I don't want to go to sleep alone some nights. That's the thing. We got men want to be single, but at the same time, we don't want to be alone.
Right. So are you saying, in essence, to your first point, you said that you want a woman that's independent. So even if you're at home with your spouse and you are together, let's not always think or assume that our culture always has to have single parents in the house, because we do have mothers and fathers and spouses that live in the house together. So you're just assuming or saying that women should just take initiative no matter what the relationship is looking like. Consistency. So if you are cooking dinner every day or you're doing a specific thing every day when things are well, you're saying that consistency, a strong woman should always do the same things every single day with your children, with you. No matter how much you may have messed up, then you should still get up and do the same things around the house and give your 100% no matter what.
I agree. And then men also need that sense of encouragement. Most men are not going to admit that. It's not even about having your ego stroke, but some men need to hear, "Hey, baby, keep. I know it's hard out here. I want to pray for you today. I want to motivate you today. It's rough out there." Men need to hear, just like a woman knows a man loves her, but she wants to hear you say you love her. Men need to hear the same thing. Like we go through different challenges. Men go through a lot of stuff that we suppress and we don't talk about. Once we talked about the mental health piece, but men also need to know that they're loved, they're appreciated. Because when you feel that you're appreciated, you do your job and you do it much harder. Just like at your job, if your job appreciates you, you're gonna work hard for your job. When you don't feel appreciated, you're not gonna put your all into it.
Exactly.
Everything that you're doing
Absolutely
is not being appreciated. So, ladies, it's okay to tell your man you got this. Even if a man is in a position where he loses his job, the worst thing for a man is losing his job, because now that title, is being a provider. That's, I want to be a provider. Now I can't provide for me. I feel some type of way, but still encourage them. Say, hey, things gonna get better. I'm gonna rock with you. How many women gonna stay with a man when he's going through that phase in his life where he's struggling?
Yeah,
that's very important. That's a very important point. And I always believe in building a foundation in any relationship. I feel like whatever, whenever you decide to move in together, or whenever you decide that it's going to be bigger than just going out on dates and you're looking forward to being with the person long term, I think a foundation should be built. Now, one thing that you bring up as a point too, that really stands out to me is I think prayer is missing in a whole lot of relationships.
absolutely.
I do believe that people should pray. Like my husband, I was raised in the church and I hadn't always believed in just prayer. I'm not going to lie about it. And he was raised in a different religion than I was. And we had come together and he was introduced to my religion. He took to it. He prayed more than I do now. And my husband will grab my hand and pray for me in a heartbeat. And I think that that's very important in relationships. I think because if God ain't in it, you don't have any glue in a ground foundation.
Exactly.
And if you're not going to hold hands and pray, then, it's a lot of things that I have questioned upon and insecurities within men. And I think that we as women can bring that together if we didn't have insecurities. And I think it goes both ways. That's why a foundation needs to be planted, because if it's not, then we're wondering and left wondering what to expect. You can go out, you can meet someone, you can have a relationship and that type of thing. But I feel like if there's no communication and consistency and no one knows what's going on and you don't feel comfortable enough praying in front of that person, then there's no reason moving forward. I really don't think that there's nothing there instead of just dating. And I think dating is important for you to get to know somebody. You don't pray with everybody.
Right.
But when you begin to move forward, and you feel like something needs to happen. We're talking about our culture deeply now. We're asking questions that, and I say our culture because I think we are the ones that need the most help in relationships, parenting, and everything. And these are the things that we've covered over the last few episodes. So I think that it's very important for us to touch bases on how we can, as we close on this particular thing, we need to touch bases on how we can help one another and offer resources and different things that people could do as a result to better their relationships and their lives and strengthen their parenting skills and strengthen different points of their relationship to make it better. I'm gonna move on from that.
But
go ahead. Go right ahead.
It's not. To me, prayer is a part of it, but that's
you
not,
say that. That's why I brought that up.
It's not even prayer. It's if I'm looking for a woman, I'm not. even so looking for prayer, it's more so, do you got a relationship with God? Do you
Yeah.
believe in God?
Mhm.
That's gonna be a that's gonna be a killer right there. If you don't believe in God, we ain't going
Ain't nothing
forth.
we can do.
Mhm.
We talk about being equally yoked. If you don't believe in God, that just goes out the window, because
Mhm.
now we have nothing in common.
Mhm.
Because I'm building my relationship off God.
That's your
You know, if
foundation.
you don't believe in
Mhm.
God, that's my foundation. Is my faith, my family.
That's where it all begins.
That's where it all begins. So if you don't believe in God and that's not your thing, then I'm cool with that. But this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
because we on two different paths.
Mhm. I just believe that whatever your belief is should be your foundation, because that's where it's going to take you. If you believe in whatever, Judaism, Buddhism, whatever it is that you believe in, I think that it should be your foundation. That's where you're going to find your common ground. You're not going to be able to find any compatibility with someone who has different beliefs. I don't think. I don't think it'll work. I think it's just the side that it has to be on in
Mhm.
order to even have that solid foundation. But I did want to move on because we have so much to cover today, and there were so many things that we wanted to talk about. And one of those other things, and we're gonna get real funny here because it's a lot of different things that, and it might seem really crazy because we have questions on. A lot of women are getting implants,
That's a good question.
and it just really sent chills across my body because I almost did it. I almost went and got stomach job, boob job, and butt job just to get my body perfect. I wanted to do it, and I felt like, ooh, this is going to be a difference in my relationship, or not just for everything. Like when I put on a bathing suit, I want to look a specific way. And it's not that everybody is doing it for a man. And I think a lot of women do think that this is what men want. And my what stopped me from doing it was I like to know everything, especially when it comes down to changing stuff from my hair to like different things about my body. I like to investigate a lot. So what changed my mind was I'm just like so normal. Like I really cook like and clean up and be looking ugly around the house, and I
Listen.
don't care. Like I really am that person. And to walk around worried about that as a health factor, like if my butt gonna slide down my leg, or like if one breast gonna be higher than the other, if I do something with my stomach, what if some drainage happened in my butt, or like things like that scare me. Like seriously, I'm not being funny, but those are the things that began to scare me because I saw a lot of horror stories about women who have bad jobs, and we don't know what's a bad job or who gonna get hurt, or if I'm making out of this surgery that's unnecessary. So my question to you men is, I feel like it's real good to look at, because when you look at celebrities and stuff, like 90% of women have it. And the Simone B, I know she got it bad for just looking like a normal woman, which is what we're moving away from. Looking natural, being natural, having a flat booty sometimes, and sometimes this is what all of our mamas look like, and they look awesome, amazing to me. But we are changing in this generation the direction of what a woman should look like, especially Black women. What are your takes on how we should, what do you expect out of a woman? Does it really matter?
There again, there's two types of men. Like I'm a different breed. Like I'm old school. Like that don't phase me. Like it's like you're a carbon copy. Like I want the original factory model. I don't want the process, all that. And it's like, why aren't women happy with who they are? If God created you in His image, what's so hard about being what He wanted you to be? Now I'm all for women. You want to put a little makeup on, add a little hair and eyeliner and all that. That's cool. But a real man, I want to see how you look with all that. What's wrong with being? Why do women get offended when we say, I want a natural woman?
What's a natural woman?
What just natural? Just sometimes, let me see you without putting the chemicals in your hair. Get a silk press instead of a perm. What do you look like without makeup?
What if we got an extra roll or something in the stomach?
A couple.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm serious. Like, these are the things that we're self-conscious about. What if it's an extra little roll in the booty, or our butt might be lopsided, or it might be a
Y'all
little...
need to understand
stretch
that
marks.
97% of the things that y'all think we are gonna trip
We
over,
find sexy.
we actually like because it's a uniqueness.
Mm.
Ironically, there is a thing with men where we love stretch marks.
Really?
Yes,
got
we call
something for
it
y'all.
we call them tiger stripes, and we love stretch marks on our woman. Matter of fact, I was talking to one of my lady friends the other day, and when she showed me a photo of her when I noticed a stretch mark, she's like, "Oh my god, I just don't like that. I don't like that." It's like, girl, you a fucking zebra cake. If you don't calm the hell down,
No man want no woman with a flat stomach.
like
Really?
we don't
I
really
don't want no
we
woman
don't
with a flat
really
stomach.
care
No.
about it. You wanna? Here's
No.
the thing.
You gotta be
It's
kidding
like
me.
No,
seriously,
seriously,
I
we
want
don't.
I want a little,
We
little
want-
weight right here.
We want realness in you
Child.
because one,
This?
I don't even want it.
Go ahead.
Listen.
number one, I will be open to admit it is hard out here for y'all to be women.
Yeah.
It is.
Society as a whole constantly on a day-to-day basis finds different ways to scrutinize y'all. If y'all too skinny, y'all too fat, you too thick, you too tall, there's no place in the world where a woman is perfect in the eyes of everybody around y'all.
Except Beyonce.
Even they
She
get on her.
has flaws.
I
They
know,
even
but
get on
the
her.
world act like Beyonce.
That's because
Look
Beyonce is the
at
second
like
coming.
Mary J. Blige, Sanaa Lathan.
Because look at
They
Halle
look
Berry.
good
look
for their
good.
age.
Natural.
And they've
But-
torn Halle Berry
Jill
down.
Scott, Angela Bassett.
She's the most beautiful. She's
Them
so
women
are
beautiful, but they
beautiful.
torn her
Think
down.
And the thing about it is whenever you guys do not fit the Hollywood mold, take in consideration the Hollywood mold is based off of a white woman and her perception of what beauty is for her. Even white women themselves have to go through scrutiny and change the way they look. And the thing about it is black women in particularly, y'all are loved for being who
We
y'all are.
Yeah.
Like you have to realize the makeup industry makes billions of dollars to help people look like y'all.
That's true.
Okay.
Without the rose.
No, we don't even care about
We
the
don't
roles.
care
Think
about
about it,
that.
the men don't care about the
that.
roles because comfortability comes when y'all in roles. Loving y'all sales when y'all have them comes with the roles. Literally being 100% authentically who you are comes with the roles. Now, if a woman wants to go get tummy tucks and stuff like that, cool. Because let's be honest, most of the time we fuck up y'all bodies.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Having
So
the kids.
by having
Having
our
kids.
kids. So we understand that aspect of going to get that done. I even understand when some women go get breast enlargements or breast reductions because that's a medical thing for some of y'all.
Yeah.
I get it. I have a friend right now who's dealing with a situation, and because of that, she has to get some work done. I'm not going to tell her business, but I get it.
Yeah.
So I don't judge y'all when y'all choose to do that. That's a self-esteem thing in a lot of women where they don't like the fact that they've been flat-chested all their lives and they've been picked on for it. So they just want a little bit of help there.
Yeah.
Not judging y'all, not at all. But when y'all go to get the BBLs and the ant booties and all this extra stuff,
Not him.
What's an ant booty?
when they look like an ant, have you ever really looked at an ant
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
and you see the way some of these BBLs look?
Yeah.
Ant booties.
What is
Okay.
it? What is it like?
The thigh ass.
The ratio is not ratioing. The
Oh
ratio
my
is
God.
not
not
ratioing.
math in the lower area.
Listen.
Because the thing about it is y'all go and y'all get this work done, and it doesn't make any sense for y'all to get it done.
Well, the thing
Now-
too is some of them are a lot of women, and I don't have a problem with any woman getting it either, so I'm
I
not
was gonna
judging.
say that.
I
However,
don't care if y'all get it, but
some women get it, but you're still internally
it's
you're
internally you're not
insecure
whole.
still.
And my
Yep.
cousin just made a good point. Said, and you can't just get the surgery and don't do the upkeep like
Yeah.
regular appointments. Some of
Because
us
you're
can't
gonna be back big
some of us
again.
can't even keep our doctor's appointments. So how are you gonna
Right.
upkeep
Absolutely.
Right.
having
Like, there's a
plastic
lot-
surgery?
Yeah.
Like plastic surgery is
Good
a
question,
great
Mike.
way to
Enhance.
jump the line.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I have a gut.
Mhm.
There's days I don't want my gut. So I can see me going to go get a little tummy tuck. But once I've gotten the tummy tuck, I still got to get the work done to get the skin back down. I
Mhm.
got to still eat right. I still got to stay healthy. I got to make sure my body doesn't have a reaction to all this weight loss. My heart may still need some work. There's a lot more that goes along with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We'll go and get this work done, and then we'll pop out happy, like,
And don't do the
yeah,
afterwork.
I'm happy
Right.
with me.
Everything internal.
But it's like, yes, you may have a better self-esteem because you look good to you, but the attention you're getting is not the attention you search for, because superficial people look for superficial things.
Yeah.
Yep.
You can't find happy in a superficial person, because the minute those changes change, they out the door.
And then it's
I
hard.
know people who've gotten their body changed for a man,
And
for
the
that man to
left.
turn around like, I like you the way you were.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you can't change it back. Start taking it out, booty get flatter.
And it's hard for women to. And it's hard for women to love. It's really hard for you guys to know what love is when you don't love yourself.
Yeah,
Boom.
you have
I
to
was going
internally
there
love
next.
you.
Probably
Yeah.
number one with
you're not
everybody.
even
Just because you got a
Yeah.
big
you
booty
can't
don't
expect
mean
a man to
you know?
love you if you
Yeah.
don't even love you for who you are. So you can't get mad at him because he don't love you for the way you are, because you
Exactly.
don't even like who
So
you
all
are.
the cover up ain't gonna work.
Attention
Absolutely.
does not equal love.
No,
And that is what society has. This
it's gonna
problem
cause you
with.
more problems if
Yeah.
anything as a
Yeah.
woman. You know.
And then we get
Because
to
you get the wrong attention. too,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, and you'll end up giving out more than you are getting
Mm-hmm.
because of the attention that you're getting. It's for your if it's for your body.
Mm-hmm.
What do somebody want with your body besides laying with it, or they can't pay the
Exactly.
bills
It's
with
a-
your
it's a-
body?
it's a
They
and
can't
temporary
even
pay
that,
your-
and
fantasy.
even
Yeah.
and even that goes away over time.
Yeah,
and I heard
because it's another bad chick too. That's
It's so many.
and
Yeah.
I heard a guy who was married for years said he wants a woman to give him the way you dress, give me an illusion, meaning give me just enough to say I wonder what.
make sure that girdle good and tight.
Give me an illusion, because if you're showing everything to the world,
Yeah,
then what do I have for to look to when I get with you?
yeah.
that was
Because
a
I done
silhouette
seen it
Because
all.
you
design.
done gave it to everybody
seen
else,
the
so
whole
I have
thing.
nothing to look for because you don't put it out there for display.
Yeah.
Just give me a little bit. Give me to be continued. Give me just a sample.
And then that's where that natural portion comes in. If you walking around being yourself, beauty is not always it's just skin deep when it
Yeah.
comes down to you looking at somebody's on the outside. But how clean are you? What type of person are you
Mm.
It's
really?
the heart
What
and the
type
soul.
of conversation are we gonna have?
A phrase was told to me when I was younger, and it sticks with me because when I heard it, it was said in a funny way,
Mhm,
but it's so true.
mhm.
Beauty is skin deep, but ugly is to the bone.
It's to the
Listen,
Well,
bone.
Okay,
It's to the
because your
bone.
personality and everything
Your
about how you
characteristics.
carry your characteristics, things that the way you behave
yeah,
can change that beauty in a
on the
heartbeat.
Yeah.
outside, right?
Yeah, and you know that, and you also know that dealing with the wrong person or bad relationships can change your whole character.
Mhm.
You know, you're not gonna be able to be your full self being in the wrong place.
and you might get mad, but that's why guys always say that's why some guys don't want to fool with pretty girls and light skinned girls.
Oh,
I'm
wait.
sorry to bring that up,
That
but
ain't right though.
Ah!
That's
but,
not right.
but most women, some
Ironic.
women that are in that light skin or that pretty girls have a bad attitude versus somebody who might not.
But that's what I was
but who
saying
might
about
not necessarily be
egotistic
pretty.
men.
who might not be necessarily that pretty,
I-
but have a great heart.
I don't. Okay, so here's the thing. I
What is
don't
pretty?
necessarily think it's light-skinned chicks that have attitudes. I think that because the stigma that light-skinned women are naturally more attractive and they attract a characteristic of men who only want them for superficial reason, they're quicker to put up a defense mechanism.
What's light skin?
I'm sure that's from a slavery mentality.
First of
too,
all,
yeah.
you're light-skinned.
I'm not.
Back
Accept
then,
I'm
it.
totally not. No.
Accept
Yeah,
it.
I hate
you're
when I'm
lighter
not.
than me.
So
You're
what?
light
That don't
skinned.
mean I'm light skinned.
Yes, it does.
You're light-skinned.
I am not light skinned.
That's
I'm
been
definitely
going
not
on for a
light-skinned.
long time. Like watch Tyler Perry.
I don't
movies.
like light
The
skinned
new one.
dudes like that.
Okay.
I don't
That's my
like-
point.
Hold on.
Light-skinned
Let me.
men are
Let me.
so-
Here's the
Ooh,
easiest
can
way.
we start talking about we don't like?
I don't really like
Here's
light
the-
skinned dudes like that, or
here's-
too fine. I can't
Here's
give it
the
no dude
easiest
that's
way
just too
to
fine.
help you
Just
out.
bind yourself into ugliness.
Just
Here's the
too
thing.
fine.
If you are lighter than anybody else in the room during that conversation, you're the light skinned person.
You definitely in the house. The house. Then.
That-
I'm
no,
not doing that.
I'm just saying, if you're the lightest person in the room, I'm not saying it because you may not be light skinned compared to, let's say, if some of my other friends come in here, you may actually look darker.
Like
But-
Chris Brown is light skinned.
But if you are the lightest
I'm not
one
light
in the
Chris
room,
Brown is light
per
skinned.
that
like pale.
conversation, you are the light
I'm
skinned
light skinned,
person.
I'm brown.
Red bone,
Brown
light
sugar,
skin,
bang.
color of banana. You know.
I'm just laughing at you how you rolled your eyes in disgust because
Yes,
you
I
got
hate
called
when
light
people
skinned.
call
But it's reality. Families battle
It's
that.
reality.
Families
It's a-
battle that
It's an
too.
internal thing.
Well, families for years have always treated the light skinned members different than
It
dark
is-
skinned.
it
The
is
black
a-
sheep.
It is a generation. It's one of the main generational curses that we do need to break as
We
a
need to
community.
break it because it's not true.
It shouldn't be.
Just look at the sororities back then. You had to be I'm not going to mention a sorority because I don't want.
There were some sororities back in the days where you had to pass the paper
if you were
bag
darker
test.
than the paper bag, you couldn't get in that sorority.
Really?
Yes.
I never heard of that.
Yes.
I was all the way
Yes.
out then.
It's one particular
Really?
one that they all before people knew who they were associated with that stigma.
Wow.
And I won't say the name of it only because once again we're trying to break generation curses,
Yeah.
and I don't feel like getting sued because they got paper. But but yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing. It's a thing. It's something that's always been ingrained in our people. Period.
That's crazy.
Because those non-melanated, angry children of chalk, have made us be divided based on our color. They have now divided us.
You see what I mean?
Tell the truth.
Okay, they have made us have to fight amongst each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we think like that. We think that, like y'all just said, y'all don't like light-skinned men. Why?
They be just too fine. I ain't got time.
I don't like it.
Is it that they too fine, or is it because of the certain ways that they've been raised to think of themselves? They have to take care of them in certain ways. Their hair textures might be different. Their skin might burn a little bit quicker than yours will be.
Yeah.
Like they have the same.
I will talk to a light skinned guy, but that's not my
they may got great. They may got great.
They got to put some water in their hair.
Right.
Go.
Maybe they got great.
We got to put conditioner and
we got to work it down.
Grease and
Right.
still be nappy.
Right. So we can't I think that's the thing
they may use mayonnaise. I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying it's a stigma that we got to change in regards to it. Like I've been told I have a preference where I gravitate towards light-skinned women. It's like, no, that's not what it is. It's just that one of my very first crushes as a kid was Sade. So I like women who favor and like Sade.
Okay.
So because of her being of Ethiopian, French, and another one of descent, she looks brighter than a lot of people. So if you look like Sade to me, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna gravitate to you.
Right. And that's the thing.
It has nothing to do with that.
I think we need to go back to like what we were speaking of, like what men don't like and women. Like when they have the big butts, and that was the initial.
But y'all is gonna be longer than ours because men are simple. Men are simple.
We actually are very.
Give me the top five.
We
simple. The stuff that y'all do. Well,
what's the top five?
Y'all have a whole Bible verse.
So here it is. Y'all are simple, where y'all have a baseline of what y'all want,
really not.
But there's a caveat to each line, though.
Same with y'all.
I'll give you that. Yeah. I won't argue with you on that one. Because we might like a big butt and a smile, but we might not like what's attached to that big butt and a smile.
Right. So it comes with all of that. But us women, I can say that we don't care about if we love you enough. Like me.
Say that.
Like, wait, hold on.
I'll give her credit.
As you get older, I believe that.
I give her credit.
Hold on. Still get your line and everything. I got lucky. See, my husband, I think he's exactly what I would want. Like dark. He got the color. He got the hair. He got the little belly. He got the beard. You know, and a lot of women are liking beards now.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
The beard thing is really in.
You want to know what it is?
But if you get these women, wait, let me say this. A lot of men don't think that if they have men think like if they have a belly, they got to work it off, or they.
I like a big man.
Like the belly.
Yes, we do.
And we
long
also,
as it ain't sloppy and
wait.
nasty.
The belly is okay. We don't want too much. Wait.
I mean,
now we can accept.
It gotta be tight though.
If we can accept y'all roly poly, y'all can accept our.
We like a stomach.
Like a stomach.
I like a stomach.
And y'all don't get that. And another thing is another thing women like is a little gray.
Stop. Oh yeah, the gray is coming down.
Please stop putting on that stuff.
Black stuff, right? We like gray hairs.
Listen,
first of all,
same thing with cosmetics and stuff. When we talk about the big booty and we getting cosmetic surgery and stuff to look better, men do not get cosmetic surgery. It mentally, as in my mind, as a woman. Something wrong with you if you're going to get cosmetic surgery. Seriously, I don't even want no interaction with you.
In most cases,
you on the other side.
Okay.
You on the other side. You're not for me as a woman. Don't get no cosmetic surgery. Don't spray no lining on your little head. And don't be walking around here putting all this stuff in your beard and then hugging me with all this. Like, no. Only women put makeup on your collar. Don't be walking around here having black stuff on people's clothes. What did you do? You know your grandma didn't teach you that. Men do this now.
Okay, so going back to the belly part.
And you know what I'm talking about.
I'm not arguing with you on that one. I agree with you, fam. I'm not even my
I feel like just go bald if you bald.
Don't be bald.
You ain't gotta put all that stuff. Just
wait a minute.
Y'all don't want no bald.
Wait a minute.
Little small ass
Wait,
ponytails y'all be wearing.
No woman with a bald shiny
Right.
head. That's
Wait
for
a
a
minute.
man.
Well,
Hold on.
Man.
Wait a minute.
If
Before
y'all reach out
y'all
my
ask,
hair,
y'all
man,
want the
the
men
woman.
to answer. Let us
Let it
answer.
all just happen naturally. Nobody wants.
Hold on. Wait a minute now.
Surgery.
The whole thing is questions that the women
Man,
and the men
spread
ask, and
your
y'all want us to
linings.
answer. Let us answer it.
Spray your lining on.
Let us answer before y'all attack us.
What you doing?
All right.
Oh yeah, you talk to us about this. Let's be
Y'all
quiet.
want us? Y'all it's
Okay,
a
Okay,
podcast.
it's y'all
We're
told
not in the
us.
basement.
We're gonna
Let us
close
answer
out
it.
the right way today.
Okay, hold on. God damn it, I'm speaking now. Okay. The weight thing, just like how women will adjust the way they look because media perpetuates all the same image, men are the same way too.
Mm-hmm.
We are often told that when you turn on TV and you see us on TV, you see men taking their shirts off left and right, and these muscular women and women screaming and woohoo and going crazy over the muscular man. That we feel a certain way when we have the belly, when we have the gut.
True.
So when just like when y'all see these representations of what y'all supposed to look like, we see the same thing too.
Yeah,
Can I
get
say
it.
We
this?
see
Can I
no,
please?
it's our turn to talk. Okay. You have to understand we too, as men, are human, therefore we too get self-conscious. So because we get self-conscious and we see the way society makes the healthy, buff, strong, six-pack ab man look
Yeah, I
like
don't
he's
even
the
like
most
that.
desired
Me
thing,
neither. I want to say
desired
that
things
so
out
bad.
there, then we do get self-conscious in regards to it. Even though
It's
if
not
there's a woman we
important.
like and we just probing to get to know her better, and she said, "Ooh, I love a man with muscles." Like, what's the first thing that we gonna do because of the women
you
we
got
like?
a stomach. Yeah.
We try and we got the stomach, so we think we get
She ain't
self-conscious.
feeling me. Yeah.
You know, so she ain't feeling me, and then to have someone like you turn around and say, "Oh, we love the stomach." It's like, well, where was this at? 3 years ago when I'm in the gym for 8 hours a day trying to get rid of this, all of a sudden now it's you love the stomach and you liked it the whole time.
This topic is so important. That's why we got to be so careful, guys, because what I'm trying to explain here, nobody cares about no abs and all.
I don't
no
like it.
woman
It's
want
okay,
no man
but
that's that much into himself. First of
No.
all, it's
I
okay
like
to
me a
look
big
at.
man.
Like you look at, you see, oh, he built this. Don't nobody want all them dumb muscles.
Muscle, like you watch
This
Black Ink.
Yes.
Dime, like
Yes.
ugh.
It's over.
He was cute before he did all that. Now
Yes,
he
don't
all
do
muscular.
that.
That's not
It's-
cute.
Some of that stuff is overrated. Don't
Yeah.
Now, what
nobody
was the
want
second
no.
thing that you brought up?
What y'all think about men getting quick weaves?
Okay, see, the hair. That's what it
Cosmetic
was.
surgery.
That's what we were talking about. The hair.
Have a good day.
Okay. So, all right. So, hold on. Wait a minute.
No, they popular.
Hold on.
They
Wait a minute.
popular nowadays.
So,
No, just go.
I find the okay. Let's be honest. Toupees and hair pieces have always been a part of the
white man.
the man society all along.
No, I mean,
Now that they have
black men-
Not
gotten,
too many black
I said
men
the man.
Black men wear it too.
I know they do. I'm not. That's why I say
Steve
man.
Harvey, I guess.
That's why I
Right.
say man.
You went for
But
years.
it is getting to the point right now that now our hairstyles are starting to be emulated in these types of hair pieces too. And a lot of men don't want to look older than what they are when they there. Like I'm in my early 40s, and if I don't do anything to my hair, I can be Snow White. Okay.
And that's awesome.
No. But it's not.
To you.
Because no, hold on, hear me out. But it's not, because if I'm Snow White, like I'm gray, like a Q-tip,
you're gonna get all the
and
cougars.
I'm out here trying to date, the first thought process that most women are gonna be like, why is this old man trying to talk to me when I may only be
it's not true.
I agree.
It's not true for every woman.
I
It's
didn't
not
say
true.
every woman. Hold on. Like once again, I'm only speaking from a man's perspective, and in this moment, speaking from my perspective. Because we can't say what every person does, because as you move to different age groups, as you go from 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, you're going to look at the world differently. So a lot of people who may be, I would never date somebody over 30, of course, ain't nowhere near 30. Whereas who's like, I won't date nobody more than 4 years older than me. Of course, you're under 30. Whereas somebody 30 is like, I won't date nobody over 38. Then where somebody 40, I just want a nigga who ain't going to cheat on me.
At this point.
Like it changes what the requirements are. But when you're in the late 30s, because I've been gray, I've been somewhat gray for at least the last 10 years.
I was gonna say.
So imagine me 35 years old with the gray hair, like more gray hair than my dad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now,
Get the Morgan Freeman disease.
Right. Like stress, nigga. I got 7 sisters. Stress. Okay.
Dang.
So imagine being 35 years old trying to date with gray. Yes, I am going to, in some cases, dye my hair. Okay. I'm going to dye it too. I'm not going to go full black where I look like an inkwell, but I am at least going to touch it up a little bit so I don't look too gray. I am going to maybe cut my hair low so the grays don't stand out too much. I may wear hats a lot because I don't want it to be too obvious until I am at that point where I am comfortable. Once again, it goes back to the self thing, because I don't give a care how many women will scream high and low. Ooh, I love a man with gray. There's also just as many women saying, ooh, I don't like it. He look too old. So it's going to be a 50. You're going to hear both of them. Yeah. Just like
so somebody said, so you're going to dye your hair and your woman okay with that? Because eventually she got to see you with that gray hair, and then what?
Exactly. And then my question.
Same question. Let's piggy.
Please answer.
I don't like to throw things back at it, but this is the same mentality women want to think when 97% of the time you're wearing makeup and having hair weave all the time, but then the minute you take out and we now see the 2 Cleo braids and the dark circles around your eyes, we're supposed to love you the same way. And I don't want to throw back at it, but as a man, eventually over time, yes, I will have that conversation with her about how gray my hair is, because guess what? When you dye your hair, it's gonna grow out. You're gonna see the grays under. You're gonna see all the things. They're gonna eventually come out. But then at this point in time, this is when your mate will start to get comfortable with the fact that you are a little bit gray.
Oh my Lord.
So the day that you dye your hair for the very first time, again, when you're now in a relationship, she's gonna be like, "Oh, that's cute, but why'd you do that?" That answer right there will probably make me never dye it again.
Yeah.
Listen here.
Letting you know that you don't need it.
Right.
I'm cool with what you got going on.
You're only going to, God made us a specific way. If you get gray hair early in life or whatever, that's your look. Wait. But
I get gray and I can't even lie.
The gray hair is the end of the world.
I ain't gonna lie.
Women do a lot of things to keep themselves. I can't stand them. You know, we do things like that. I just feel like it's, in my opinion, I feel like women do it.
I don't
for themselves first.
No.
First. Wait, but let me just. Can I just say this?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Can I just say this? The same way, because I have to say this to your point, because you're saying if you were to meet a woman and you have gray hair on your head, you might not attract that same woman, right?
To a extent, yes.
Okay. So let me just say this. If God made you that specific way, and you guys made this point about women earlier in the conversation, us being natural, being ourselves, so we know, you guys know what to expect when we get home. It's contradictive to say something like that when you coming home and we get this relationship and you start getting all of this gray, and it's something that I'm not used to. I would much rather meet you with your gray hair. If I'm the type of woman that you're supposed to attract with your gray hair, that's what I'm gonna always want to see.
But men don't have that many issues. That's one issue. Women, y'all do a whole.
And that's what I'm saying. It's
gray
not,
hair.
But that's why I say it's just a normal thing for women to do different things like that. I'm not going extreme with that cosmetic surgery and everything. But when men start stepping out of bounds, doing all these different things, having chalk on their hair and stuff, men didn't used to
what
do
is
things
that
like
for?
That.
Please,
let's counter. Let's take what you said.
You're going to attract.
Hold on, let me finish.
What's for you?
Hold on, wait a minute. Let's start there. The reason why, and this is just to answer that whole big cosmetic thing. We live in a day and age where first impressions rule everything. Mm-hmm. The way a person presents themselves in front of you, how you are physically looking at them will allow you to make the decision to open up the door for any further conversations. If an individual happens to not look desirable to you because of one or two flaws, okay, majority of the time that individual will never get past a simple conversation for you to understand if this person is more in depth than they
I
really
don't
are.
agree with that.
But I
at all.
don't.
No, hold on, hear me
It's
out.
just not. It's,
I do
you-
not agree
So-
with
It's
that.
just way off, and that's crazy that men think like that. They need our help.
I feel like
Yes.
most of the men that I've ever even encountered don't even like me until they talk to me.
That's true.
Like physically, I don't get just action off of how I look. But when somebody talk to me, they're like, dang, she cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what perception I give when they look at me, but when they talk to me,
You might be got
it's
a
a
serious
totally
RBS.
different, huh?
You might got a serious RBS.
What's that? Oh, rest in B face.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. But whatever it is, I mean, I think the opposite because you can have a flaw, but if I talk to you in your conversation on point, a lot of that like can get thrown out the window. That's like people like Lil Wayne, ugly than a mug. How you get Reggie Mama? He
But
had to
Lil
have
Wayne,
that.
We were talking about
he
him.
had to have
before.
that
He didn't always
mouthpiece.
have money.
That's what I'm
Lil
saying. He had to
Wayne
have that
is-
mouthpiece.
He has a humbleness to himself.
That's what I'm talking
Like,
about.
and I spoke on him before. He was just talking to Nelly, and Nelly had a filter on. I don't know if y'all saw.
Yeah,
that.
he was like, bro,
And he was like, "What's
all this sparkly stuff?
Like,
right?
brother, what
You trying to be
doing?
pretty, nigga?
Why are you guys? Do we use filters? Why are you?
Yeah, you
I
ain't
just-
pretty. Have a
No.
That ain't
seat.
all men, so
But-
that's maybe something. That's not.
And
the-
he tried to hit back at him like, "What you smoking?" Wayne like, "Nah, what's all this sparkly
Right, because
stuff?
you ain't no chick. What's
You
up?
don't have to do those things
Trying to
because
be
you know
pretty.
that rugged man look. You know, it's just should be just
I mean,
enough
Wayne
for a
could
real
use a little
woman. Like you
filter,
don't
like-
need
But
to.
why is
Most
it? But
men
why is it
aren't.
okay for women to do stuff to enhance themselves? But if men do it,
Because
then
we
it's a
meant to
problem.
be pretty.
I had nothing to do with me
You
being
can't be
pretty.
pretty.
If I got gray hairs, if I don't want gray hairs, I just don't want gray hairs.
That's fine, but you're gonna get gray hairs.
But like I get some in my beard, and I pluck them out, take them out. I don't want. I'm 36. I don't want gray
But
hairs
it's
right
not-
now.
All I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to have gray hairs. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that you don't want a mirror. I'm saying that
Be who
women
you
don't
are.
mind.
Yeah,
We
'cause
like
we
it.
like it.
Some women.
We actually like it.
Some women. We gotta say
That's
some.
all I'm saying.
There is a demographic that is on both sides of that type of conversation, and when it comes to looks, and a lot of times we try to cater ourselves based on who we want, regardless of what side the fence is on. Because you could be for it, you could be against it, okay?
Mhm.
But if I like you, I'll keep my grades up front. But if I know you don't like it, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover up my grades until we get to the place where I'm comfortable enough that I come to find out there's more about me you like, that my grades are
Man,
not going to bother you.
But then you'll attract who you need anyway. That you won't have to.
At
do
the end
that.
of the day,
You're gonna have
we
conflict
look
with somebody
we
that didn't
go
like in the
for
first
I
place.
agree
at
with
the
that,
end of
what
the
you said.
day, regardless of what we need, human beings go for what they want first. You could need someone who's going to push you to be the greatest you ever can be, but you may want someone who is going to sexually satisfy you 24/7.
Mhm.
You are going to work hard to get the wants and hope he turns it to the need.
Mhm.
And that's how we think as humans. So as much as the chick over here will satisfy everything I need in life, I want you. So she will always stay in the friend
Gotta
zone.
embrace satisfaction.
Boom.
And it's all physical. That sounds all physical. That
It
don't
does.
sound
97% of men are physical.
nothing- Yeah, I know.
Oh, and that's why women do it. Is this
Everything-
loud enough?
Everything ain't for everyone, but you need to
But
do
what you
makes
just-
happy.
And that's the
Say
thing.
that
If you
again.
covering your
Somebody says
grade,
everything ain't for everyone, but you need to do what makes you happy.
you should be covering
But are you?
your
should
grade.
do what makes
But
you
are
happy.
you really doing it for self?
Yeah, or
Or
just
you doing it for somebody
That's
else?
the question. Who are
Right.
you
That's
doing
the
it
whole
for?
thing.
Most people are
Because
not
if you were doing it for
themselves.
yourself, you wouldn't be doing it to me. I think you wouldn't do it at all.
What you mean?
Say that again.
If you're happy with yourself, you wouldn't be doing it. Period. You'd be satisfied with
No,
how you look.
I
Not
agree with that to a
necessarily.
certain extent, though.
if you saying you
Like
can move
makeup is
your-
cool. Makeup is cool, but if it's taking you an hour and a half to do makeup, then you're trying to transform yourself at that
Yeah,
point.
you're gonna look like a whole different person.
And
But
have-
some people
and
like
try-
that though.
Yes,
I have
Some
seen
people
that.
want to be casket ready every day.
Every
No,
day.
I don't need that. No, I don't need that Golden Gate. I don't need that Golden
Every
Gate.
day.
That Golden Gate funeral home look.
Listen, they want that Pitts 101. You know, no shade. I'm
say
saying
it's
I'm
been
saying
long, but-
dead makeup casket ready. You know, that's all I'm saying. Nothing.
Okay, I have a question, and this is gonna take us
You
to
always have a
another
question.
direction.
When don't
Is
you
that
have a
okay?
question?
Is
That's
that what,
cool.
not
I
why
like-
I'm here?
Don't, is this not what we do?
That's what we do.
Okay.
Okay, so I have a question. And my question, another question on my list here, and I see that you men don't have too many for us, but we have many. And
Y'all
we're gonna get our
always do.
questions answered today. So
Complicated.
one of the other questions on my list that I want answered before I leave here today is what is the number one reason why men cheat?
Oh, y'all really,
Number one.
The number one.
I know
reason?
there's all kinds of
The
reasons.
number one reason why
Number
men
one reason.
options.
See
Chris Rock
that?
said it. Chris Rock said it in a jokingly manner, but it's probably the truest thing he has ever said. A man is only as faithful as his options. Oh, they calling me to come back to the streets. I'm
I'm
sorry.
like, who is that?
Wait.
So you saying as long as women are
Think
hitting on a man, they gonna cheat.
Think about put it like this.
So they gonna all cheat
Hold on.
all day.
This is
all
why I
the
say
time.
they most men are only as faithful as their options.
So we
Not
gotta find
saying
somebody
that the
ugly
woman
and
that you have may
Somebody
be
said that's
everything
not
you
true.
need. Okay, everything you need. But then there is this one, like I told you, wants and desires.
Somebody's
Right?
saying that's not true. And
Everybody's gonna
somebody I know very well.
Is everybody's going to say that's not true? And here's the reason being:
You tell me, because I don't know. I need to know this.
we live in a hypersexual world, right? Where I can open up my social media, and within the matter of 30 minutes, I guarantee you, no, I won't even give you 30 minutes, 3 minutes, guarantee you there is someone speaking on something of a sexual desire. I can say within a 30-minute span that if I felt
I
like
don't see
putting
that.
forth, if I felt like putting forth the effort, I could probably find someone who will be down with agreeing into some form of sexual gratification, whether there
Wow.
needs to be a financial transfer or not. Okay,
Do you agree with that?
just being realistic here.
As you're the other man here.
You
Do
see
you
him
agree
scratch his
with that?
head.
You don't have to agree because
I'm
it's
not-
two men here.
I'm not saying
Say
that,
what
but
you
he,
got
but
to
he,
say.
see, my thing is women ask for the truth, and then when the truth comes out,
Y'all
No,
don't want to agree.
y'all don't
And
want
that's
to hear.
the
It.
same.
That's why men, and then sometimes,
What's number one reason?
and that's why men lie sometimes. Be careful when you ask for the truth.
But we
Right.
talking about the truth right now.
All right,
so
so
is that
I'm-
the truth? Options. Do you agree with that?
I agree with that to a certain degree. I will agree with that.
Yeah,
That's messed up.
there's options.
And then sometimes just I don't want to say it's a man's nature, but
There are other things. There are other factors that can basically at
But
the end
you
of the day
saying that's
make
the
the
number
man.
one reason?
Hold on, let me finish. There are other factors that are involved that can make that man act on those options, but there's always options that are available. Because cheating is a physical gratification. Okay. So whether or not that the individual that they're with is giving it to them the way they like it or they want it, the simple need of physical satisfaction will always be the driving force behind why a person cheats.
So do
Okay.
you think that it's like a saying out here that a woman, so like kind of, of course they say every man gonna cheat or all men cheat, whatever the case may be. So if that's the case, I've heard somewhere they look down on women that like will lead a man, go get another man, he gonna cheat, go get another man, he gonna cheat. Do you believe that women should just stay with the one man and just be okay, not be okay with him cheating, but just be in the understanding that he's gonna cheat at some point? Why leave him that you love and go
In most
find
cases,
another
she
man
doing
to
her
fall
own
in
dirt
love
too, so-
and cheat
Okay.
All
too.
men don't cheat.
Okay, that's
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
was
saying
getting
that's
ready
a
to say,
saying like
all men
why
don't cheat.
hop from man to man
Okay.
because they all gonna cheat. You might as well
All
just
men
stick
don't.
with the one
All
that you
men
truly
don't
love.
cheat. But if home is not done properly,
it'll give him that motivation to go look somewhere else.
So
big
is that the number
Just
one
like
reason?
because women,
We asked the number one.
No,
reason.
and the reason why I say option is because you do have some men out here who are just never going to be satisfied.
Yeah.
There's definitely going to be more men who is never satisfied that will always supersede those people who are just
it's like
not
like having an
happy.
iPhone. Like after a while, this iPhone gonna go out of style. You're gonna want something that's different. You're gonna want something that's better, something that's better than what you had. So you're always consistently changing something.
right.
That's so disappointing.
What's just what the truth that you wanted to ask?
So why do men complain so much?
Men complain just as much as
How
or
you
not more than
complaining
what
when you're
women.
not never happy?
Here's the thing: are we mistaking complaining with expressing how we feel? Because a lot of times, because men, we have been known to say a woman is nagging when really at the end of the day she's just trying to motivate us to be the better selves. So why is it that because we're maybe doing the exact same thing, it's dubbed as complaining? We may not know how to express our feelings because most men do not know how to express their feelings. So the complaining that we are apparently doing, it may be the only way. We need to let y'all know I am not happy and I need to be happy. Because the thing about it is
and
women,
sometimes men give you signs that they're
right,
not happy and they
women,
go unnoticed.
What are those signs?
women have way more reasons to not be in the mood. And we as men, we have to accept the fact that this is just the case. We have to accept that this is the case.
I don't know who that woman is. Listen.
Because you have those times of the months, you have those exhaustions from raising the kids, you have those medical issues where sometimes your body just didn't want to body today. You have women who have invisible illnesses that could cause a major factor in regards to it. Or you just like when a woman actually says, I'm just not in the mood, that could be something really. You women suffer from like depressions for no reasons at times. It's a reason.
Well, it's always
It's a reason.
No,
but-
let's say we're not in the mood.
There's
Right.
always
It's a problem.
reason. Let me
No,
put
we
that
said
on
we're
the
not in the mood.
table.
Who you been sleeping with? Who you done slept
Who
with?
is she?
Yeah.
Listen.
Well, I
Yeah,
didn't mean
y'all
to.
always-
Hold on,
Take
wait a
this
minute.
aspirin,
I
shut up,
apologize.
Let's go.
I
Well, y'all
apologize.
ain't in the mood.
I didn't
Tell
mean
me
to
when
say
you
for
Man,
no
I'll take
reason.
this aspirin, let's go.
You ain't in the
Right.
mood because you just got done with something else.
And
Right, right.
But that's the accusation
Yeah.
we get. Okay, that's the accusation we get. Y'all could be suffering from postpartum depression and don't even realize you're going through it, but because you're not in the mood, we as the man is supposed to, okay, let her figure out what's going on.
You got needs.
And we got needs, and
Yeah.
if we are villainized if we try to act on our needs when
I
y'all
get it.
going
I
through
get
y'all moments.
And then another
I heard
woman,
that a
and
man
another woman can come in and provide what you're not providing, which looks more appealing.
And
to him
all
to go
she has
over there.
And all she has to do is say, I understand.
Oh, wait.
Rub my thigh, and next thing you know,
you ready?
it's because my friend jokes. It's like if you my friend made a post and it was funny.
Simple.
It is. You know
because
that.
because our needs get
For women to see.
overshadowed all the time.
Men needs are real simple. We just need somebody to love on us, support us, fuck us, and feed us.
Right.
That's pretty much.
That ain't true.
That's pretty
And
much-
taking
Not if y'all number one
consideration
reason is options. You
And
just
taking
agreed to it, so now I'm gonna be
consideration-
all over y'all.
She on your neck now.
Go ahead.
Y'all list is 15. He gotta look this
Hold
other way.
on.
He gotta make this type
No.
of money. He gotta drive this.
I
He gotta do this.
Honestly, we don't.
Y'all say that.
We be with y'all. Like even when y'all started out, y'all might have looked good. Then y'all hair get to coming out. We
Yeah.
don't care.
Belly
We
get
right
extra
there.
big and-
Y'all say that.
It seemed like
Putting
y'all
grease
feet
on your
grow,
head,
too.
brushing it for you.
It seemed like y'all feet grow an extra couple inches.
Listen, we don't do y'all like that.
All
Y'all be
kind of
getting
stuff
real
start
ugly,
happening.
and we
We gotta
still
deal
be
with
They
there.
helped y'all back in the day. What putting your panties in the bathtub? Like you do big ass period draws in it.
Oh my god.
Put that shit downstairs. I
No,
want to
she
see
just
that.
throw
I'm brushing
them
my
in the
teeth.
garbage.
I don't know
Throw
who
them
doing
away.
that.
Yeah, throw them away, man.
The brown ones, the tan ones.
They supposed to be black first
You
of
know
all.
they
Just
was
get
on
you
top.
some
You know
black.
Tottenham over, they had them
Get some black
No,
period
no, woman.
panties.
them tan.
Get you some black period panties. Don't come in here with no
Right,
white
but
panties.
you ain't seen that with no woman.
She old school if you
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
Super
she
old
just
school.
old school.
Got a girl.
You had you a cougar.
A
Yes, you was dealing with an older
Listen,
woman.
she had stockings in there too.
She was. I was raised by my grandparents. So my grandma.
Well, you can't compare that to somebody you dated.
Y'all do that.
No,
No,
I'm throwing them in the
we don't.
garbage.
We don't do it.
It's not that deep. Or I'm getting all black, so I get black. So
Okay,
that's-
so I hear that they say that men needs have to be met, right? So some guy told me one of my I hate to tell who people are, but he was talking and he said that men needs have to be met every day. So if you're not sleeping with your man every day, then he's definitely cheating.
Okay, if that's what his needs are every day,
Yeah.
that he need help first
Yeah.
of all. That's a lot.
That's what I was told.
But I kind of partially agree though.
Mm-hmm.
If our job as men are supposed to be the provider, meaning that we're responsible for making sure your life is easier, you're protected, you're financially stable, you're in a safe space.
Mm.
What is our reward? What is our reward for doing our job? You go to your regular job every day, and your reward for going to your job is your paycheck.
I give him a seat offer.
Okay, so hey, I'll take it while you playing.
Okay, listen, that sounds like lunch to me.
Don't play.
Seat offer time.
What is our reward? If you sit here and say our job is to make you be our protector, then that means that when we come home, we should be able to get, within reasonable stances, whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay.
And even if you don't feel your best, if you don't want to have sex, then
Now, if
then
you
other
know
things
your
should be on the
man,
table, then
if you know your
to make up
if
for
you know your man want the big piece of chicken and a blowjob, you should have a big piece of chicken and be prepared to give a blowjob.
Every day.
I don't know why he would want all that every day.
Yeah,
'Cause both
it
sides
says
are unhealthy.
sometimes you just want to chill and watch a movie and go sip wine. If you want to have sex every day,
But
then
whatever,
you're not doing
most
something
people
else
don't
with
know
your
most
life,
women's
or
sex
that
drives
relationship
are
is
higher
just
than
based
very
on
high.
sex.
As they get
women
older.
want sex more than men.
As they
Women's
get
sex
y'all
older.
drive
usually do.
That's-
Because once y'all start getting it and you get it consistently,
Listen.
you gonna
your
want it.
body is craving it consistently.
So you put some good oil, synthetic oil in your car, it runs different. So
A man, if a man and a woman is actually doing it,
cannot
is
deal
doing
with
it
you.
often, a man will
got no
actually
sense.
burn out before a woman will burn out.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Sexually.
we know. Y'all, honestly, I don't even feel like
Cadillac 38.
it's very few
Nah,
men that
I mean,
probably
78.
actually sexually, please a woman to the point where she completely satisfied.
Yeah, y'all.
Women can go.
Y'all always
Yeah.
keep going. Like
y'all
y'all,
want 4
y'all
or 5
satisfaction
hours,
level keep
Bernie
going
Mac
up.
like,
We can keep going.
Y'all like
Bernie Mac
achieve,
was like, you
We
better
can
get
keep
yours
going.
because I'm gonna get mine.
y'all like achievement unlocked every
We
single
keep going, we
time.
keep going.
But-
Y'all's is a little
And I
lower
think
than
that's
ours.
and that's what tends to happen is these both men and women in
That's
relationships.
why y'all ain't got no business cheating though.
Exactly. Oh,
Let-
burnt out bud.
Oh,
Y'all need some more minutes.
Wait a god.
Y'all need some more minutes before y'all call yourself trying to cheat.
We gotta sleep.
Right. You can't even complete this
Option.
option.
Right.
That's why they make Blue Chew now. So calm down. But here's the thing though. Like I'm not justifying the cheating. I don't want anybody to get this understanding because this is a conversation. Somebody got to play devil's advocate. But at the same time, if I'm doing everything that I am required to
I
do in
agree.
this relationship,
Where's
and
the
you
reward?
are only giving me 50% because you've gotten complacent,
Mhm.
what do you think I am going to do? I am going to need to feel whole because you're only giving me 50%. And what ends up happening is there will be a woman out there because you got to remember,
It's a lot of them.
statistically, at the current moment in time, there is 12 women to every man on this planet. That means that even though I
That's
settled
the
down
problem.
with one, there are 11 other women trying to take your place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Wrong
that's
with
the
you if
problem.
you can't
though.
just love one
And
person.
you're trying to get in the
Love
starting 5.
We ain't talking love anymore
That
now
was my next question then.
because we're
How
not
do
talking
men
love with
cheat
this
and still love their spouse?
because cheating is a physical
It's
thing.
physical for them.
There's
Yeah.
a phrase.
Not emotional
There's
attachment.
a phrase that I
It is
always.
sometimes.
No, not always.
Not always.
There's a phrase I always say. This generation does not have sex. These men only use women to masturbate with,
Oh my god.
which is the reason why a lot of
Oh,
men have
yes.
no problem sleeping with anything and everything that will allow them to have that opportunity because they just need the feeling and they're tired of using their own hands to get the nut off. So,
Whew.
Well, he's giving y'all a
That's
mature
deep, that's
conversation.
true.
okay.
That's abuse.
You say that's abuse?
That's horrible.
But that's the mindset of a lot of
And they
people.
be looking at the woman probably in disgust when they get done.
They look
like,
at themselves in disgust.
Why
in
am I
most
even
I
cases.
here?
hope so.
They look at them,
That's
and not
sad.
because
Lou
of
said,
that.
so what you about to do?
Yeah,
'Cause
and
I'm done
think
with
about
you.
it. Relationships,
But
right?
it's still emotional attachment to.
Not for the man.
No.
Not. It doesn't
No,
have
I
to
don't
be.
mean
The only
for- I
emotional
don't mean
attachment
for the
is-
woman. I'm saying it's still an emotional attachment to that woman that you do love.
I
So
will
how
say-
can
I will
you-
say
are
for
you even
men,
having that
The only
feeling?
emotional attachment we have, a man can go and sleep with multiple women and not have any attachment. But let his main chick or his woman
That's where I was
sleep,
going.
sleep with another woman. I'll say some men gonna feel some type of way. Like if I'm sleeping around with multiple women,
And she
but
sleep with one man.
and she sleep with one man, I'm gonna
sick
feel
with it.
most men gonna be sick with it.
And
And
here,
you're gonna look at her like she just some type of
whole whore,
this and
yeah.
that.
and we do, and we are 197% wrong for being that type of person. I'll be the first one to open here and say that. But the thing about it is society. First of all, this is a male-based world.
Okay.
Okay, so male men, anything that a male or men are like or do, it's okay, it's acceptable. Okay, for some odd reason, that's the way society perceive it. So when you do things like, when a man goes, I was like, oh, I was just fucking her. I was gonna get right back. Like this, I'm over here. I was in Atlanta this weekend. I got horny. You wasn't here. Old girl was like, you looking for a good time? I wanted a good time. Wasn't that I don't love you? I just, hey, sorry, apologize, accept me. Whereas in a woman, you have so much you risk at the end of the day by being with another man.
Man, sometimes we don't. That's not a woman can.
Wait.
A woman can cheat and not care nothing about that.
No. I didn't say cheat.
Because it ain't always emotional.
I didn't say care.
Or just period.
I didn't say care.
It's
I
not
say
always
risk.
emotional.
See, a man can accidentally slip up and leave his seed in a woman. Okay, and she may go have the baby, may not have the baby, depending on what state you're in. You may be allowed to still do that. Problem solved. Okay, for him, problem solved. Okay, even get to the point where society has somehow accepted the fact that you just pay child support for your mistake. You ain't got to be involved in this situation. You ain't got to see this woman. Just send your check every month or send the money for the abortion.
Wow.
It's a done day.
Yeah,
he's scot-free. He's out that situation. If a woman slips up and lets a man get her pregnant,
that's true.
Not only do you have to carry that baby for 9 months if you choose to keep it, you have to raise that child. If you choose not to raise that child and opt to get an abortion, your body is now affected by that abortion. Number two, the way the world
both ways though, right? Because only we can get pregnant.
True, but that's why we don't care at times, because you're the one who's going through the changes.
Yeah,
not
the man.
Not the man. So we're never in your shoes of the consequences. And these are things as women, you always have to think about the consequences of laying down with that person. Whereas then we'd be like, it's something that money could fix.
No, because it's always birth control.
Birth control can also affect your body.
No, but you're doing it anyways. Every woman don't want to lay down.
Not every woman uses birth control.
I'm just saying they still have an option just like you do. What I'm saying is,
but there are more risks. That birth control can affect your body totally. We could put a condom on and just make sure we stay in there. Birth control affects y'all, period. Whether it blows y'all up, it shrinks y'all, it makes you hungry, makes you not hungry, it slows down your sex drive. Yeah. It has a way that it can inadvertently affect you like crazy, just so you do not get pregnant if you happen to lay down with the man who is not handling his responsibility. At the end of the day, every single time sex is on the table for y'all have to subconsciously think about the consequences.
The man doesn't, because the man, what he's saying, the man has a choice. Like we don't have to carry the child,
so you don't know.
We can walk away from it.
But what if you cheating? What if you cheating? What if you cheating and you do slip up and you do love the woman that you with, and you cheat and you slip up and that girl get pregnant and she got feelings for you, because we are naturally emotional beings. Like we really do get really emotional, as you've been saying this.
So you're basically saying we have a woman at home, we get another woman pregnant, and she wants to be with me.
Exactly.
First and foremost,
nowadays people
stop pushing buttons you don't know how to work properly.
Ooh, that scared me. I'm like, who is
that?
But now you have a lot of people that's into the poly, that's into the sister wife.
Yeah, we can go back to that.
That is a world that can be ensued too. Number two, let's take this in consideration. Every situation of cheating is not a one-night stand situation. Every situation of cheating is not a lying situation. Mm-hmm. There are people who openly come and say, hey, I like you. I got old girl back at home. She ain't handling her business. Come on, you and kick it. And you might say, cool. You might be cool with that.
And there's some women that's foul like that, knowing that he just said, he got
a lot. It's a lot of women.
So why
like
don't y'all get women that flat that do that? Y'all always on the man for what he did, but the woman is just as guilty as the man is.
This is what I want to say though.
Right.
I said it's the same thing.
But how do men even like? It's hard for men because, like you said, it's 12 women to one. He could try to be right, and some women them so trifling.
Them other levels see how good he doing,
they waiting,
and they trying to find every which way to get in this situation.
All they need is for him to say yeah.
And sometimes we just had a conversation on earlier podcast that sometimes we don't even truly say yeah.
Y'all don't even be. Sometimes they don't even be. The men might not even be on that.
Right.
The woman pressing so hard. She's so pressed.
Some
that
of
she
them
want
are
him.
aggressive like that.
They be aggressive.
Some of
And
them
that's
are
where y'all
aggressive.
gotta be like, why aren't men more protective over their woman?
They should be.
You know
but
what I mean?
yeah,
Because we look for protection as well. Like sometimes,
some women be hating.
sometimes
Wait.
in conference,
I
sometimes,
get where you're going.
sometimes
So-
with this, men need to learn how to be more protective
Here-
over their
okay.
woman and their
So
family.
we have to first state this. There are two types of women, two types of men in this world.
Mhm.
Men who love their women and men who use their women.
Mm.
Okay? Two types of men in this world. The men who are only with this woman for some kind of gain, whether it's sex, a place to live, financial stability, status, this woman only has a monetary value to them.
Jeez.
They don't care what happens to that woman because they can always get another. Just they got this one woman, but
That's
them other
deep.
11,
Yeah, well, all women not the same.
That's deep.
right? And the other 11, they're waiting their turns, and he knows this.
Yeah.
So he'll go ahead and get number 7 because she just and then that woman can go, whoever he's with. Then you have those that love him. There are those men who will not allow their women to be in particular situations. And what tends to happen sometimes is some women who have that man that loves them allows outside entities to affect how they think about that man. So they'll choose to still want to be the independent woman and do everything on their own. Whereas in this man wants to be your provider, your protector, your everything. And you was like, I don't need a man to do shit for me.
Why? Because y'all got options.
This man
Women do too.
loves you and only wants to be with you.
Because the cheating, you just,
We can have no.
it's
You
so
said the number one reason.
contradictive.
No, see here, you're twisting your own thought. You said what's the number one reason why men cheat? We didn't say every man cheats though. People who've been cheated on say every man cheats because they're the victim
I
of a
don't believe
cheater.
every man cheats.
And
I
I
don't
don't
either.
either.
I
So
don't
you
either.
can't always say that. If every man doesn't cheat, let's take cheaters out the equation and let's talk about the faithful ones, the one woman men.
We can talk about that.
Okay. And those one women men who are dating independent women who won't allow that man to be 100% a man. That's problematic as well, too. Now, I'm not putting all the blame back on women because some men, we get comfortable with where we are. Like, oh, this is all I got to do to keep you happy. This is all I'm going to do to keep you happy. I'm not going to work any harder than I have to.
That's messed up.
Somebody said humans cheat, period.
Humans cheat, period. Women don't cheat.
I
Y'all
can't agree
human.
with you there now.
Women don't
Women
cheat.
do
Well,
not
real
cheat.
women.
That's a lie.
I'm saying.
Real women don't cheat.
I don't agree
Girls
with that.
cheat. Women don't cheat.
I don't agree with that.
We're just not cheaters by nature.
First of all, I agree with that because most men learn from women.
Yeah.
So
What?
Yeah,
True.
Oh my God! So you saying that?
Let me tell you something. Most men, people talk. My family gonna kill me, but the men in my family, we don't get our. I don't want to say our game or our swag, but we get our swag from the women. We don't get our swag
Tupac
from the men.
says you
What?
learn
We
from
learn-
a woman.
we
You
learn
get
that from-
everything from a
So
woman.
you
woman,
saying
you
you learn
love
how to
us.
cheat from
You
us?
get. No, I'm saying that, but we women cheat. Only difference is y'all better at cheating and not
We are.
getting caught.
We
That's
are.
the only difference.
That's the truth.
Because y'all put more emphasis
Yeah,
on
but
y'all
First
wrist.
of all, we care. Right, we care more about the man that we are truly with. So we gonna make sure
Yeah.
we protect him at all costs.
At
and
all
that's
costs.
it's like for me, I don't think that every man cheat, but I feel like if a man is going to cheat, you should at least be trying to make sure your woman is 100% protected from even ever
Yes.
finding that out.
Ever.
Like, you out here doing you, it's not okay. I'm not ever thinking it's okay, but you should be going to the highest level of trying to make sure I can't mess up what I got at home. You shouldn't be cheating, period. That's the best way to not mess up what's at home. But
We just talked
for
about that
women,
last week with
when
the
women cheat,
generation.
they making sure they man
Take care
don't
of the
find out
household,
if they
and
love
we're
him.
acceptable of it.
In most
yeah,
cases,
in that time.
most
That's the
cases-
humans cheat.
mo-
That's the humans cheat.
most
Period.
men, most of the time, men, we think with our dick.
Yeah, y'all don't
Okay.
care. Y'all don't be
So
thinking
when the
about nothing
opportu-
long term.
So when the opportunity arises,
Yeah.
something else arises, and they tend to
How your
go
brain just dropped.
because blood has to flow from our
We be
brain
going-
down to our. You asked. So blood has to flow from our body down there
Oh
to
my
get growth.
God.
And what ends up happening is when that is up, it's not enough oxygen going up here, and we in the clouds.
Don't get mad what women do because they don't boot.
Women gonna go out their way to make sure y'all don't find out.
Yes.
Because y'all, like I said,
we
y'all
love y'all
got
too
more.
much to
Y'all got
even
more to lose.
Oh,
We
we
ain't
ain't gonna say you love it and you doing the same thing.
Y'all like y'all say y'all love us. We only cheat because you probably done did something.
Oh my God, I be seeing all these memes.
But you got to say, you just said,
it's so
you
simple
said love.
to do what you're supposed to do.
There's a difference between saying you love a woman and being in love.
You don't
That's
have to
another
do all
difference.
that.
That's true.
That's a whole different subject.
Loving
Loving someone and being in love are two different loves.
Absolutely.
But you don't
I
hurt
can love
somebody
you,
that you
but
love.
not be in love with you.
If you in love, you probably ain't
somebody
cheating.
you in love with.
Yeah, you ain't cheating.
The thing about it is the conversation of cheating is it's a universal, has always been happening, always been around, always been a thing. As long as the opportunity to engage in sexual activities with somebody else, because sexuality is a spectrum and whatnot, people are going to go ahead and feed into their desires. It's nature. I can't even say human nature.
Don't you
It's
think that's
nature.
just weak-minded though?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Is it? Because okay, let me stop here for a minute. Who said to begin with, monogamy is actually the norm? That is something that we've instituted ourselves in regards to it. Who said it's human nature to only want to be with one person? We choose to be with one person. The government forces things to be with one person. Who said that being with one person is what we really are supposed to desire and be? Nothing else in the animal kingdom follows the same rules and regulations. Only humans have chosen to only be with one person.
I don't think it's nothing necessarily wrong with being with more than one person if that's what you want to do.
That's what
but you need to communicate that.
And I agree with that.
Yeah, that's why I say
stop trying to act like you all about one person.
And I get you on that, and I think that
don't lie.
Yeah,
and I think that's what the scenario is because we do have a lot of people in the world that monogamy is their only choice. Because I've heard people say it all the time, like when the conversation of polygamy started becoming more of a topic over the course of the last 5 years, there are a lot of people who said they're selfish.
Yeah.
And they could never go. They could never go down that route. And I would never judge anybody for choosing to go down that route or not go down that route. It's to each his own.
Right.
But due to the fact that hypersexual nature of the world and physical desires is what is controlling 97% of the people's mind state, cheating will always be something that is going to be prevalent.
Yeah.
Until we figure out a way to just be open, be honest, and
about
get back to dating with purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You're always going to have cheating as a concern. You're always going to have that as a problem. That's something that's never going to go away.
If you haven't got to the point where you don't want to cheat on your woman, then you really don't love her.
That's a lie. Because I think people
what do they mean by that?
That's a lie.
That's a lie because love has nothing to do with why a lot of people step out.
Wait, say that again?
Because you can say that for
if you haven't gotten to the point where you don't want to cheat on your woman, then you don't love her.
You can use that same way with a man. That's a universal thing.
So that's not true.
Love has nothing to do with it.
So you gotta cheat. You don't love your woman unless you cheat on her?
What they're saying is if you're cheating, you don't love her.
Cheat on your woman, then you don't love her. Like you shouldn't even want to cheat. Like you should love her enough not to want to do that.
I heard that the other way around. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, you listen backwards.
Yeah, I heard it backwards.
And I agree with that. I feel like you should get to a point where it's like I'm not doing this because you got so much other things to do. You got so many other things to do in a relationship. A relationship is not just about, like you said, unless it's based on sex.
But like he said, I think a lot of people cheat too. Just don't know how to express it. A lot of people are unhappy and don't know how to express them. Don't know how to express the feelings. I'm not saying all men, but some men don't know how to just be up. Some women have to be careful when you ask for the truth. Because when you ask for the truth, sometimes that's why to me, I'm at an age now, I don't have time to lie. Because the lie, the issue, is the energy that it takes to sell the other lines to keep the main line going. It's just too much energy. I'm rather just keep it honest with you from the point one, rather than wasting all this time to keep up the lie. So, what was I just talking about?
Because you lying.
I don't know.
They forgot what you talking about. Because you lying. Get the first lie together so you get the second one.
Piggy, you started to say something that I actually agree with you on. Not saying I don't agree with you, but I actually agree with you on. The thing about it is a lot of people don't know, one, how to love.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, love is-
Two, what love is supposed to feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't know what a relationship is.
That's true.
Okay. So if you are missing the three key components that would eventually lead you to the point where you don't want to cheat on nobody because you don't know what love's supposed to look like, what love's supposed to feel like. And if your relationship is based on the platform of sex or finances, it's going to end. It's naturally going to end because we'll get to a point where sex is not the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It regardless of how many new things you try to get into that, it's still going to be it's still not going to be the same.
And that's why it's not love.
And because they don't know what love is.
You
But
love
yet and
somebody,
still
you
you'll
can do
have
that
people
forever.
in 10-year, 15 years, 20 years relationship because their whole relationship was built on a trauma bond.
And then when men cheat,
I'll
sometimes
let you
men
think about that for a minute. What a trauma bond is.
The trauma line.
You have people who are together because they've gone through similar situations. Broken homes, abandoned children's, sexual at a very young age, missing parents.
Yeah.
All these different things, and you are now growing in this same environment,
So
and you're together because you met each other in this environment, and you don't want to go through these mental health issues alone. So now you and him, or her and him, or sexuality spectrum, because it'd be whatever it is, are together based on this, and this is why you're together. Even though you don't know what love is, but you know what loneliness is. So now y'all are together and you feel like, oh, we've been through so much together. I cannot leave him alone because I know he couldn't.
Can they truly provide support to one another with them both being in that situation?
They're both broken.
If I'm broken and you broken, what we really aren't really good to each other.
But see, we talking about love though, and there's another good point. He's saying love is the truth. So if I cheat, I gotta tell the truth. So that's why if I haven't got to the point where you don't want to cheat, then you really don't love a person.
And then sometimes like, women can have a
we have to wrap it up in a minute.
A woman can have a bad relationship and her be on guard, but eventually she will let another guy come in. Men, sometimes all it takes is one time for a woman to mess
and that's
up,
the thing. That's so contradictory.
To mess up, and then now
I will agree with you on that only to a certain point.
Now,
see, I think
now if we dating and it didn't work out, not anybody else, I'm gonna try to sabotage it on purpose because I don't want to. I don't want what happened.
You don't even want to feel good about it because you scared it's gonna turn bad.
So now I'm just gonna just do me now because I done tried the commitment thing. I done tried to be faithful once. Now I done got my heart broken. A man ain't gonna say that, but I done got my heart stuck over. So now, fuck it. I'm gonna do me now. All it takes sometimes one time for a man to feel that way.
To piggyback on him because we got to close it up in a minute. In so many words,
a man. My answers and questions.
This is why we're gonna do a part 2 later.
We gotta do this again, y'all.
You talking about we take a break from it?
I was gonna stop this relationship stuff,
for weeks.
but it's really good.
We're gonna come back to it.
Crazy.
But piggybacking off what he said, and someone said this to me as a child, and I kind of held it to heart because it's actually true. A man will only truly, trustingly, vulnerably love one woman. He will only give his heart one time in his life, in his purest form. Okay,
in his life.
Wow. And the reason being is because once I give you, I'm vulnerable to you. I'm taking all of what society says I should be off and letting you be the only person who holds this. The minute you break this bond that we've just created, I will never trust another woman again. That woman will never get her 100% of love from me because of this. So this is why when a man who has chosen the woman, regardless of the reason he chosen that woman to be that one that he's in love with, he either turns crazy afterwards, turns into the biggest hoe, or will reclude himself and never give a damn about a woman.
I don't agree with that.
Wow. I agree with that. Then
I don't think
some mental illness comes into play.
Yep.
Wow.
I think men can love again.
We will love again.
It just won't be the same.
It won't be the same though.
It can be better
to this full extent.
You gotta be a bad woman.
Mamma jamma,
Depending on the woman, I think it could be better.
You gotta be a bad. And I'm not saying that it doesn't get better. So I won't take that from you. But it takes a lot for that man to come back out that shell is what we're saying.
saying.
Talking about she got to be a bad peanut butter. I'm like,
Hey
what's
man,
peanut butter?
when she thicker than cold peanut.
Oh, did you say thick again?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
I'm like,
we need a part
I like
3.
thick women. I don't want.
We need a part 3.
When
We are
JJ
gonna
had
push
wings,
back
I
some
want the
things
real thick
because
ones. I want
our
them
episode next
mediocre,
week was juicy, but we gotta push some things back
premature
because we
wings.
got it. We have to
Awesome.
conclude this, and we have to get to a point where we come to some common ground and get a whole lot of answers, questions answered.
We put a lot out there, but now we got to come up with solutions.
And we have to
Today
come
was
up with some
much better
solutions.
than last
So
week.
the next show we're gonna do probably the same topic. We're gonna get back on the same topic with a little twist and turn.
Ain't nobody
Because
twisting
I got
out
some
here.
questions here that need to get answered. And it's just for us women. This is why I want to get my questions answered because us women have a whole lot of questions that just ain't getting answered. So I might have 1,000 more by next week, but I'm gonna go ahead and get out y'all hair. Thank you for watching today. And like I said, always inbox or give some feedback, whether it's positive, critical, whatever it is. I like to hear it. You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching.